and you learn from what I want to say, inheriting what God has given you, you learn how to do it. You never had to think about batting your eye. But you know to close it if something is coming. Before you can think about it, automatically they close. Do I have a witness? You learn how to duck without thinking. You know, think about this. When that lady that man threw that shoe at Bush, he didn't have time to think. Am I trying to help somebody? These are things that automatically happen. Now, we have been conditioned to be afraid. Why is a child afraid? This environment. They told him be afraid of the dark, the boogeyman, all of these things. So the child gets scared. And some of us, even in our senior age, we're afraid of the dark. Because in the darkness, we can't see everything. Now, we're not afraid of darkness in a familiar area. In our house, we can walk through the dark. But you go to somebody else's house, you be, whether you're going to step on something, knock it over, you don't know. You're not familiar with it. So you have fear. And there's some people real bad. I mean, you got some bullies. They tough until they know they're outnumbered. When they're outnumbered, they're gentle. No, am I telling the truth? Have you ever seen some folks that they're real tough until they're outnumbered? When they're outnumbered, they just as gentle as can be. There's some folks, that you think they're tough, and see, your body reacts because your mind is programmed for certain things, and you got to understand that. So there's some people, they can walk up on somebody and scare them, and they run a little piece, and then they turn around and say, what? Like they're going to do something then, but they was running. You are conditioned to run. That's the best defense in the world, running, people defended themselves and running before they were fighting. Oh, geez, let me talk to the other side because y'all some different folks over here. You have a conscience. You have a conscience. That is the computer where stuff is stored. Then you have a conscious mind. And then you have a subconscious mind. What did I say you have? You have a conscience. And what is the conscience? That's where everything is stored. You was born with it. Then you have a conscious mind. The conscious mind is what you learn through your environment. What you learned from your mama, what you learned from your daddy, what you learned was good, what was bad. Now the conscious already know good and bad, and so when your mom or dad told you it was good or bad, then the conscience put it into your conscious, just like the computer. If you want to look up something, it's already got the program in there. The program in there, you hit the button and it pops out. All right? When you do what is right, the conscience is there. But it needs to be in your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is what you operate on day to day. There's a lot of folk came here today on your conscious mind because it went into your subconscious. Let me explain it to you. When you first start driving, you had that steering wheel, you hold it tight. I mean, boy, you were scared. You hit the brakes and it jumped. Car moved. You wouldn't try to pick up nothing to drink it because you were scared. You was holding on that steering wheel. Hit the brakes, stow folks out. Make a big corner. You look everywhere before you turn around. Now, you know how to drive. You don't need the steering wheel. You come here, some of you women made your face up on the way here. You were driving on subconscious. You don't remember even the stop sign, just stop for whatever. You just automatically stop. Light was red, you stopped. They said, and you get here. How many folks have ever drove somewhere? I want you to be honest. You drove to a place and you got there and you really didn't even think about how you got there. Because you was on subconscious. You had went there so many times. If you never went to a place, now you got to use what? Conscience. You got to use conscience because you got to know which way to go, where to turn, and watch the sign. Once you get familiar to it, it goes into your subconscious. And that's where we can have a danger at. That's why, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is why success in the church is hard. Let me tell you why. You've been in the world. You found out how to be successful in the worldly way. Steal, kill, knock in the head, lie, didn't make no difference. Now you're in the church, you got to reprogram your computer. All the lies you used to tell, got to delete them. All the stuff you were stealing, you had a chance to steal, delete. All that junk you got to get out of you, and now you got a computer that said, walk upright. No, don't lie. You was in the world, you could curse somebody out and say, I told them off, I feel good. Now you got to get lying and cursing and stealing and everything out. And you got to have joy. Folks mistreat you, you can't tell them off now. Then the next thing you're saying, you don't like that program. This computer here, you say, that's why it's so hard living saved. It's a different computer, a different program. This program is righteousness. Righteousness. So now I got to learn how to prosper righteous. That's why the Bible said that the word of God make us rich and add no sorrow with it. Don't add no sorrow with it. You don't have to be looking around. You don't have to worry about somebody going to, do that. You see, and this is the thing. You don't let folks lie to you. You got to be honest to be successful. And I say, a lot of times your spirit, your human spirit that God has given you, it tells you when folks are lying to you. It tells you that. It'll let you know. It'll check you. Now, I know there's some young women and some of the senior women. They know. They've heard a man talk to them, and that man talked all type of jive. But the spirit said they lying. Do I have anybody here that's real? The spirit said they lying. You know they were lying. Out in the world, you wanted to hear that lie. Men, old men my age, young woman walk up to you and talking all that smack. The spirit ought not have to tell you. I'm telling you today, she's lying. You don't need the spirit to tell you. She wants what you have. I thought she loved me. As long as you got that money and you taken care of, yes. She loved that money. You sure look good for an old man. Go look in the mirror yourself. Just go look in the mirror yourself. Don't let folks lie to you. Just go look yourself. Do you understand? I'm going to tell you how to be successful. Don't let people, the devil will deceive you. He will have you thinking that. And you start feeling all that stuff. Sometimes some of the old men, they have the same thing. The women have, what they call that, menopause? We have menopause too. They call theirs menopause, and this is menopause. Okay. So then, your conscious mind handles the purpose, deliberate, intentional, specific things that you do day by day. Once they are in your mind, purposely, you want to do it, then it goes to subconscious. And subconscious is on automatic pilot, and while it's on automatic pilot, you begin to do those things so often you don't have to think about them. You don't have to think about them. So our subconscious access our belief system and make many decisions at a sub or below sub level all the time. Thousands of things. So then, your conscience then have to be right. So a man thinketh, so is he. If you think that you're going to fail, guess what's going to happen? You're going to fail. So the renewing of your mind, help me say the renewing of your mind. That's what your mind got to do. You got to renew it. Now, in renewing your mind, if I'm going to change that piano and the color on that organ, I just can't go and get some paint and go over it, or get some varnish and just put it on there. I haven't renewed it.